STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Today we're talking about the honey badger. The honey badger is a machine with rubbery skin. Oh dang. I was going to say what is the word called when something is immune.
Impenetrable.
Immune, yes, immune to venomous mammals. With the courage of a lion.
Way more than a lion.
Yeah. But that was a weak intro. But we cannot get it hard every time. We cannot get it right every time. It's just but now here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. On a serious note, okay, what is happening here is we're living through history, and we must recognize it. For the past 15 years, you could say Bitcoin has been the honey badger.
It is the honey badger. That's the Bitcoin animal.
Yeah. And then we have the wolf.
The wolf of Wall Street.
The wolves of Wall Street. Meanwhile, you have Michael Saylor on the side, also putting on a crazy display that Wall Street is going to forever, ever hold their heads in shame once the results materialize. But the honey badger versus the wolf here, double up.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this? What is or at least what is the thesis that we're going to be discussing here today?
Yeah, today we'll come to you with a real life story that represents the war between the wolf, which is the wolf of Wall Street, right? The big banks, the hedge fund managers, the money market makers, list them all,
right?
And then, of course, the honey badger, the one and only Bitcoin.
Right.
If you know your animals, you should probably know what an honey badger is. The most relentless animal on the planet is the honey badger. Now I know why they picked that as the Bitcoin animal. But we have a situation going on here. The current establishment want the wolf to be in charge of everything. Forget the bulls, forget the bears. The wolves are in charge.
Yes.
Right? And now we have a situation here. We have the spot Bitcoin ETF. The wolf is on the streets to eat you sheeps alive. You choose which side do you want to be on. The untrusted wolf or the honey badger was relentless and guess what?
What is that?
Free as fuck. The honey badger does not answer to nobody.
This is very true. If you've seen these things running through the jungle, they're just like this relentless machine, man.
Literally, an honey badger represents Bitcoin because if you think about it,
yeah,
Bitcoin gives you that sovereign power. An honey badger is sovereign. Goes anywhere, whenever it wants, and gets it done. A wolf wants you to be within its borders.
Yeah.
Hits you when it wants to eat you. Act as if it's on your side until it turns around and eats you alive.
Yeah.
That is the situation that we're going on here, guys. It's nature all over again, repeating itself.
It really is. The honey badger is just pulling up on them. Running up on their souls, man. I feel like the honey badger is like one of those guys who's like, yeah, where you at, man? I'll pull up. I'll pull up, man. I'll pull up. What's up? Let's do it, man.
That's what's going on right now. I think that's what's going on right now with the spot Bitcoin ETF. The wolf is here to take some of your value from you.
Yeah.
Maybe even take you alive.
I mean, I think that they're definitely going to listen, man. When you put your money in a Bitcoin ETF, right? You don't have Bitcoin. These people are taking your money. First of all, let me start by saying this: if you're buying a Bitcoin ETF, okay, you're letting the whole world know that you do not have the mental fortitude, the responsibility as an adult, the capability to secure your own wealth. That makes you a baby. That makes you a kindergartner. If you leave high school, okay, and you go out into the world and you are worried about securing your own wealth that you work hard for, you need to understand that there's a certain part of you that has not developed to trust yourself with your own value. If you trust banks, so often I see people on social media using this argument that, oh well, but people are not going to want to,
Store it by themselves.
store things by themselves because it's more convenient. Yeah, we know. Convenience seems to win every time over you taking your own responsibilities, but you want to claim you're a responsible adult. It is a lie.
Have you ever seen the convenient wolf?
Yes.
The convenient sheep is the one that get eaten by the wolf.
What is it about the banks that you trust to store your own money? These are people who are just human beings with 2 arms and 2 legs like you. In fact, you might be one of those people who are going to go apply for a job at the bank. Why do you trust yourself to work at the bank if you do not trust yourself to hold your own money? What are we expecting out of this situation? It does not make sense. So, the wolf is going to keep eating sheep, like Double O was saying. The only problem is you are the sheep.
It's so convenient.
If you are not understanding or making the choice to go and start understanding Bitcoin. Because what will happen here? They will take your money and they'll go buy Bitcoin with it. They didn't have to work for it. They just had to set up an ETF and then you had to go work and come give them your money. And they will do that. Now, the honey badger on the other part will always do what it does. But it almost seems to me that, for one, like you're saying, the honey badger is conquering the wolf because they recognize that this is a superior asset. You saw Jim Cramer, wolf, come and submit to Bitcoin on national TV. You are seeing BlackRock themselves submitting to Bitcoin.
Jim Cramer is saying that Bitcoin has top out now. That's the latest.
The guy is an idiot, man. I don't know. Who is he? When they say technical analysis is
Astrology.
Those are the guys who are the astrology masters. You're just counting random things. So, with that being said, okay, honey badger is here. Don't be the one who gets wrecked. Don't
be
get
free.
left.
Yeah, be free. Go out there
and
own your own Bitcoin.
Hang on to the honey badger skin. That's where we are. When we buy Bitcoin, we are now part of the honey badger. Are you going to become part of the honey badger?
Join the crew.
Or you're just going to keep getting wrecked by the sheep or by the wolf, rather, right?
Keep being the sheep so that you can get wrecked by the wolf.
Man, what an analogy. Yeah, that's really all I have to say to that, man.
Yep.
It is an incredible thing. 15 years. This thing has been running by itself. No government has been able to stop it.
Yep.
Everything that has been put in its way, it has run through it. It's a true honey badger. So,
yep.
Yeah, incredible.
They're bringing the ETF now, but we'll survive this one too.
Honestly, this ETF thing, man, I don't even think this ETF thing is even a battle for the badger. Because if you look at it, the ETF thing is a way to take money from the sheep so that they can go hold more of the Bitcoins. It's really disappointing. It's disappointing. It's fine. Ultimately, I think that you guys will all have Bitcoin. You just buy it at $1 million a coin. That's all. Yeah. Double O.
Yep.
Any wrap-up thoughts on the honey badger and the wolf? And maybe we should have put a sheep in there because there's clearly a sheep in this story as well.
But you know what's funny though?
What's that?
The honey badger would eat a sheep.
This was
it's
for sure. It's really eating the sheep, man. It's not even a battle.
Yeah, so the sheep doesn't win at all. So if you're busy out there trying to stay convenient and living a life of convenience like a sheep, right? Because sheep do want to live a life of convenience.
They do.
You want a shepherd to shepherd you around and and all that good stuff. A wolf dog to protect you.
Just graze and
then constantly have to worry about the wolf coming for you Whereas the honey badger is like, hey man, let's just live life,
This is true.
right?
This is true. Well, you know, I think over time, uh, people will come to recognize that uh, it's not fun being a sheep. It is being a sheep is a really horrible option
Mm-hmm.
to be choosing, right? Because there's this one saying that goes, some people are just existing
Mm.
and time is just ticking by. You must be more intentional about these things, because the reality of the matter is, if you were holding your bitcoins and all you're doing is just securing those secret keys,
Yep.
nothing would have happened to your bitcoin up to this point. Believe it or not, the world does not suddenly start raining down on you because you take custody of your own value.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just continues to go. In fact, people don't give a shit. Nobody cares. So, if you take that and you compare it to the gold standard, when you had to store your own gold, the government could roll up on you, and they did
They did.
roll up on people
Made
and
it
take their gold.
illegal for you to hold gold, and they paid you $20
Yes.
for your gold back then. Whereas the price of gold just went up, boom, to
Yes.
$2,000.
Now, what if the government is trying to snatch your bitcoins? It seems to me that the best way for them to do it would be to make sure that you don't buy it in the first place, but you buy representation of it in money that they can control. So, very much like the Robin Hood situation, if they were trying to, we found ourselves like a situation where the government was like, hey, we're taking the gold, right?
Yep.
In this case, we're taking the bitcoins. Matt Kaiser made a very good point a while back when I was on Twitter. And the government can freeze the ETF,
Oh yeah,
okay?
they take over companies all the time.
And the thing is, if they freeze the ETF and take the funds from it, just like they did back with the Robin Hood situation, your Bitcoin is not frozen because BlackRock is still holding your Bitcoin and they can shift it wherever they want and carry on with their lives. You will be sitting there looking at an account with the numbers that are stuck, okay? I remember this one lady, I was teaching her about trading and things like that. And, she wanted me to help her, like, get into Robinhood, walk her through doing some trades and things like that. And we were growing her account. Everything was nice. Then some people came to her and told her, we have this program. You put in 500, you get 1,500 in 2 weeks. Okay.
Scam alerts.
She went from having her own assets in Robinhood. At least she could manipulate the thing, right? She could buy, sell, so on and so forth. Withdrew all of the cash and gave it to this group of people who told her, hey, you put your money here, or
Double it
we'll
into
double it and
it.
give it back to you. And now she was just sitting there looking at numbers and her money was gone. You will be sitting there looking at numbers and your Bitcoin never even existed. You never even owned it.
Not a life, your money.
Hey, listen, I keep describing this thing as a scam, and I think people just think that I'm just trying to be sensational. But it's a matter of time. We'll just keep saying it, and then one day it's going to click in your head. How much of a scam we're running through right now, and how Bitcoin is the true honey badger. Undefeatable up until this point. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, most of you don't have the power or the money to be a wolf. Because that's wolf is going to do what wolf does.
Yes.
You're not born with a golden spoon in your or silver spoon in your mouth. So forget it. You're not a wolf. You don't even have the power to be a wolf. You're just a sheep. Right? Waiting to be destroyed by a wolf. Choose the life of a honey badger. Buy yourself some Bitcoin. Hold on to it in your own private wallet.
Would that be considered financial advice?
Hey man, who give a fuck these days?
Well, apparently it's not finances. Is it a financial thing? It's not regulated by the SEC. It's not under their programs of things that can be considered securities or financial advice and so on and so forth. So if you tell someone to buy Bitcoin, I don't see how it can be financial advice even. It's like telling someone to buy corn. It's a commodity, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Plant some corn, how about that?
Plant the corn. What a time to be in, man. Just in the future, when all of you have adopted Bitcoins, okay, and you would probably see this video one day, look at us. We're just sitting here waiting for you to buy Bitcoin, to be honest. It's really what it is. Okay.
And it's not that difficult.
Yes.
It's really not that difficult.
But when you finally come to that realization, we'll have a whole conversation about it, man. It's incredible. Bitcoin, the honey badger of our generation and future generations, man. The Wolf of Wall Street is going to be limping
Out of this battle.
Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on X. STAKK is there. And of course, we are also on Spotify. You will only see 2 episodes, but it's fine.
Those 2 episodes are fire, though.
They are fire episodes. Watch the episodes over and over again. Okay. So that we can get some ad revenue from that one. And then now, that will be able to now fund us to now load more. Anyhow, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an incredible one. Choose the life of the honey badger is the message here. Alright. Until next time, praise and out.
I'm you.